And now the floor is representative of Presidential Administration of Azerbaijan, Turab Qurbanov.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It will be better for me to speak in French as French speaking, but as our working language is English, I have no other choice. But I apologize for my French pronunciation of English. I think it's the same for all French speakers. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of you European university students and their teachers to Azerbaijan and express my firm conviction that the days spent in Azerbaijan will live in your memory a long time. And I thank SAM and its leadership for excellent organization of this event. You will spend a few days in Azerbaijan, in Baku, and I think it will be a unique opportunity for you to learn a lot from our major specialists about the country and region. You will also probably see firsthand the history, culture, tradition, and modern development of our country. Looking at history, we can see clearly that Azerbaijan has historically contributed to building the South Caucasus region's geopolitical environment. Azerbaijan's relations with Western countries played an important role in the formation of Azerbaijani people's national and political thinking based on secularism and liberalism. The liberalization process in Azerbaijan dates back to as early as the 19th century, when the country was part of Tsarist Russia. As a result of the assimilation of Western cultural values, Azerbaijan became home to the first Western-style opera, ballet, and theatrical art in the East and in the Muslim world. Built on parliamentary values and liberal thinking, the Azerbaijani Democratic Republic, founded in 1918, was the first secular republic in the East. And the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, which largely ensured democracy and human rights, is where women were granted the right to elect and to be elected for the first time in the East. I repeat, it was in 1918. And in this respect, Azerbaijan left behind the majority of modern advanced countries, such as United States, France, Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, Portugal, and Spain. In order to ensure and develop the right to equality, a school for girls was opened in Azerbaijan in late 19th century. After gaining independence, Azerbaijan set Western directions as its key foreign policy priorities. The signing of the Contract of Century in 1994 under national leader Haydar Aliyev marked a new era in the deepening of Azerbaijan's relations with the West. Despite strong pressure from North and from South, Azerbaijan built its energy policy based on the Western direction, and this process continues today. The first years of independence were marked by enormous complications and tragedy for Azerbaijani people. There was social unrest, economic complications, and difficulties, political, economic, and military crises. That all led to a very serious situation, with even our statehood being put in question. As a result of the situation, we had civil war in Azerbaijan in 1993, which was the most tragic part of our modern history. But the reforms started in the mid-1990s, and today we witness their positive results. I am proud to indicate that most of economic difficulties have been left behind. Under the leadership of President Ilham Aliyev, in the past 10 years, Azerbaijan has been the fastest growing economy in the world. Our GDP multiplied by 3.4. We managed to diversify our economy. As a result, the non-energy sector is 55% of our GDP. More than 80% of our economy is concentrated in private sector, while 22 years ago, this figure was 0. The international and financial institutions highly value our reforms. During the years of financial crisis in the world, the main rating agencies upgraded Azerbaijan's credit rating. Some 1.2 million jobs were created in Azerbaijan. The fair distribution of national wealth is one of our country's main achievements. As a result, the level of poverty dropped in the past 10 years from 49% to 5.3%. Unemployment is 5%. The budget deficit is at the limits accepted by European Union countries, and foreign debt is only 8% of our GDP. The rapid economic growth has allowed us the opportunity to invest in the social infrastructure, and this was one of our priorities. The construction of schools, investment in education, and preservation of cultural heritage, all this was part of our agenda. And now we can say that the rapid economic growth in Azerbaijan has helped us to cope with most of social and economic problems. In 2007, we succeeded to eliminate all IDP camps in the country. 82 modern living settlements, consisting 40,000 houses, were constructed during 10 years. Until now, 180,000 IDPs and refugees have been provided by new houses. Azerbaijan is at the origin of a number of transnational and regional projects, especially the international energy projects, where Azerbaijan is a major player, are contributing enormously to the energy security of Europe. In this regard, the Qara Dəniz gas project, which will deliver Azerbaijani gas to European markets, will change the world's energy map. With its growing economic might, Azerbaijan feels moral responsibility to help those in need around the world. This spirit guided us to become a donor country, helping countries from Africa, Asia, and Latin America in their sustainable development efforts. To this end, we have established the Azerbaijan International Development Agency, which carries out various assistance programs in more than 20 countries. The Haydar Aliyev Foundation has turned into a powerful charity organization by providing various humanitarian and social projects worldwide, including Western European countries like France and Italy. Azerbaijan has a very strong tradition of multiculturalism. Azerbaijan, a Muslim country, has historically been a land where various ethnic groups and followers of different religions peacefully coexisted throughout the centuries. Multiculturalism is our state policy. It is the lifestyle and mood of our citizens. We appreciate the ethnic and religious tolerance which is used by all citizens of Azerbaijan, irrespective of their ethnic and religious roots. I am convinced that during your visit to our country, you can see the historical monuments and traditional seats belonging to members of different ethnic groups in Azerbaijan. Today, Azerbaijan is a country with strong democratic institutions. Azerbaijan is honored to chair the Committee of Ministers of Council of Europe for the first time in the history, promoting three key pillars of the Council of Europe: human rights, rule of law, and democracy will lie at the heart of all activities of our chairmanship. As a young democratic nation, we are conscious that the democracy building is a never-ending process, and there is always a room for further improvement of each and every corner of the world. It's for this reason that Azerbaijani government continues its efforts to deepen political reforms and achieve higher democratic standards for the interest of the Azerbaijani people. The new state agency for services to citizens and social innovation, as we call ASAN service, contributes to ensuring human rights of the citizens by providing one-stop shop services previously provided by various state bodies. It is considered as Azerbaijan's own brand and can be used as a successful model for other countries, as suggested by Secretary General of Council of Europe, Mr. Jagland, during his recent visit to Azerbaijan. The government fully guarantees the freedom of expression and freedoms of assembly and association. Currently, about 5,000 mass media outlets are operating in Azerbaijan. We have put in place a state concept on support to media, and it has provided instrumental in providing state-funded assistance to media outlets and increasing the professionalism and responsibility of journalists. The latest statistical data indicate that 70% of Azerbaijani population use internet. In the years of independence, more than $3 billion was invested in ICT development in Azerbaijan. As a result, the sector has expanded 8.3 times over the past decade. The launch of Azerbaijan's first telecommunications satellite into orbit in 2013 and the establishment of a space industry has been a historic event. Work is currently underway to launch 2 further satellites into space in the years ahead. Fully aware of the role it can play in the democratic life of the country, Azerbaijani government is keen to further enhance of civil society. The number of NGOs functioning in Azerbaijan stands around 3,000. Azerbaijan is very sensitive to international peace and security and was one of the first countries to join the anti-terror coalition following the September 11 events. Azerbaijani servicemen have been contributing to the anti-terror war in Afghanistan and in Iraq. As a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, and during its chairmanship at this organization, Azerbaijan showed its determinism for the international law. Despite all that development, the Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict is the major source of threat for the security of the region. As you know, as a result of this conflict, the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan has been violated by Armenia for more than 20 years. 20% of our territory is still under occupation. There are more than 1 million refugees and displaced people. As you may be aware, Azerbaijan hosts one of the highest per capita IDP rate in the world. Every 9th person in Azerbaijan is refugee or IDP. We have been subjected to a policy of ethnic cleansing. The Khojali genocide has been perpetrated. Today, 10 countries have officially recognized the Khojali genocide as an act of genocide. The position of international organizations on the issue is well known. The United Nations Security Council has adopted 4 resolutions demanding an unconditional withdrawal of the Armenian occupying forces from Azerbaijani lands. Unfortunately, these resolutions have not been fulfilled yet. The NATO, the European Parliament, the Council of Europe, the OSCE, the Non-Aligned Movement, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, all these influential organizations have supported justice, international law, and in fact, the position of Azerbaijan through their decisions and resolutions. Unfortunately, the aggressor country ignores all this and the occupation continues. This issue can only be solved on the basis of norms and principles of international law. I think you will be informed in detail about this conflict by other speakers. Today I just made a short overview about Azerbaijan, but tomorrow afternoon we will have more time to discuss on Azerbaijan's foreign policy at the wider Black Sea region. I saw your program as well as the speaker's name and topics to be discussed. I would like to take part personally to all discussion, but unfortunately my time is limited. I'll finish my opening speech here, and I hope you will enjoy your time in Azerbaijan. I wish success for you and for the conference. Thank you.